Good morning on Fellowship Day 174. Quite excited this morning. Couple of reasons. Firstly, I've been fortunate enough to receive several invitations to go and speak at other universities around the UK about some of the research that we're doing, given the timing and that we're still walking on the eggshells of COVID-19. It's looking like at least one of those will be arranged safely in person. The others, as yet to be seen, might be virtual, might not. But it's exciting, I think, at this point now, doubly vaccinated and well aware of how to remain safe while travelling. I'm excited to be getting back on the road again in a different way than I was before I had kids. It was as much and as many as I could get my hands on before having children. And as much as we all praise networking, only a few really good meetings or conferences, that I've went to in the past have been genuine, lasting, valuable networking experiences. A lot of the time I was messing around and not really making the most of it, apart from actually delivering as best as I could on any talk that I was giving. But anyway, I digress. Networking is a discussion for another time. But excited to be looking at getting back on the road and post-parenthood, trying to do that with all my presence and energy that I can, but with a much quicker turnaround time than I might have otherwise imagined. So nothing more than overnight or arranging something within a single day up and down and back up to Glasgow, if humanly possible. But that's why I'm excited. I'm also adrenaline fueled because I get to today's theme and I am procrastinating hard. I am procrastinating really bloody hard, and I always do it. It feels like something that is always cast as negative. It's something that in the past, as much as I tried to keep my calendar chock full of deadlines and week-long deadline reminders and month-long deadline reminders, much of it hasn't ever mattered to me, to be quite honest. I've always tended to work as close to a deadline as possible. It's the only flag in the ground, only date in the calendar that my mind truly understands. I don't know why. But procrastination is a funny little beast. And I say it's cast always as negative because it's only in the past few years that I've read some research and positions recasting procrastination as something that can be a habit of positivity, more specifically a habit of creativity. I followed a lot of work by business psychologist Adam Grant, who's a bit of a superstar at the Wharton School of Business. And a lot of his work looking at creative people and the role of procrastination and bringing that out. And I think it's said that a lot of the time people procrastinate in order to avoid not tasks, but feelings or negative feelings of doing a task. But in addition to that, it appears that procrastination can drive, in some ways, divergent thinking. The lack of time, the race to the finish line, gives unnecessary pressure in some people's brains. It seems that results in thought processes, links, bridges made that might not have been done if you were at the opposite end of that scale, and rather than procrastinate, you precrastinate and try to do something as quickly and off the mark as you possibly can. So that's a long way of saying I am nervous as hell about getting a grant proposal over the line today. It is deadline day. I'll be starting and finishing it today, obviously, if I'm going to submit it. And we'll see how it goes. But this isn't the first time. It probably won't be the last. The only times now that I really actually cannot procrastinate, even though I really want to, is when it's the sort of grant or the sort of proposal that goes in that absolutely relies on the help of colleagues, be that for review, be that for financial checking, or some other sort of legal requirement. These things take a lot of time. It's not the only bit of paper to pass these colleagues' desks in a day. So to think that someone can pick it up the day before or on the day of the grant or the proposal deadline is just ridiculous and silly and quite selfish as well, let's be honest. So those are the times where I can't, but apart from that, I still find myself procrastinating a lot. And I'm reviewing it more. I'm trying to really be more mindful to see, well, is it giving me some original thoughts? Have the times where I've procrastinated in the past led to something that I probably wouldn't have created if I had been very, very well organised and done something very far in advance of any deadline? I really don't know, but I thought procrastination was worth bringing up today because it's certainly one of those things that comes up every time I'm at early career conferences. A lot of us wear it as a badge of the overwork culture that we can sometimes find ourselves in. I just think we don't say enough about procrastination and what the real purpose of it actually is. Why is it that so many of us, or seemingly so many of us, at least to those in the circles I speak, do procrastinate and do it again and again and again, despite what we obviously outwardly dress as something negative and disorganised and inappropriate at times. Clearly, some of the psychological literature says different. Clearly, part of you wants to maintain that habit if indeed you do procrastinate. And therefore, I think it's worth considering when and why you, in particular, are procrastinating. Are you doing so to motivate, or are you doing so to obviate? It's worth a thought. But for now, have a great day. I'll see you again soon. If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, head over to the website where not only will you find the written blog versions of these podcasts, you'll find my leadership blog series, the daily thought series, and information about my book on managing the imposter phenomenon. We also have even more free resources and webinars linked to the YouTube channel. So head on over to dr-marc-reid.com. That's dr-marc with a C -reid.com. Thanks again for listening.